Yeah, you know what it is.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
we shut it down for the school and the sports team.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Purple and white, but you know what I mean. Double 11 senior year made history. Football, we took it to the playoffs. Collinsville, white and purple, yeah, we are the K-House. I said the K-House, the school of champions. We laugh a lot, we rap a lot. I'm asked I be an Indian again. I'm telling them that Collinsville is where it's at. So when we on the field of court, they better be aware of that. They scared of that. Of course, look at the ceiling. What up, Mr. Floyd? Yeah, Collinsville. And yes, I'm glad to say that I'm a K-Hawk. I'm about to graduate. Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
we shut it down for the school and the sports team.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple. White and purple, yeah, I know you see it. You see the chaos and you tell yourself you wanna be it. I go to CHS, so I am a champ. I ran this game so long I'm starting to get a stomach cramp. Class of 1, 2, but we're number 1. Shout out to all my juniors, yeah, you know we get it done. White and purple, you already know. It's little easy peasy and that boy lay low.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
we shut it down for the school and the sports team.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
I'm by my white and purple, Scarface and DJ Screw. We on the peak of the mountain, best at what we do. Yeah, we the champs, homie, but we ain't selling shoes. These boys bleeding purple, call us the cheapest crew. They don't gotta do it big, cause I don't play no sports. I play my cards right. Now a good report. When Dub 12 comes, it's time to roll off. I'm in the back cause everybody rolling with me, K-Hawks.
Yeah, you know what it is.
Look, all the freshmen,
Yeah.
all the fresh sophomores,
High school,
doing
like champions.
yeah, they know what it is.
All around my town, everything
White
is
and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
we shut it down for the school and the sports team.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
Yeah, you know what it is. Collinsville High School, a champions. Yeah, screaming that's us. And when we on top, boy, quit fussing. All around my town, everything is
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
we shut it down for the school and the sports team.
White and purple, white and purple, white and purple, white and purple.
And a very good evening, everyone, as we welcome you to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium here on the campus of Collinsville High School. We are live at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium for some girls volleyball. That's right, your Collinsville Lady Kahawks getting ready to take on the Edwardsville Lady Tigers. My name is Todd Duke. Glad that you're with us here on the Kahawk Sports Network as we get you set for this very intense rivalry. At least it has been for a while. But first, we have to welcome you into the Chiropractic Works pregame show. Chiropractic Works in Collinsville, owned and operated by Dr. Chris McCluskey. He and his crew are focused on helping as many people as possible live high-quality lives all through chiropractic care and wellness. You can visit Dr. McCluskey at Chiropractic Works in Collinsville, 410 Regency Center, just off of the Beltline Road in Collinsville. Give them a call at 343-3602 or online at chiropracticworkscollinsville.com. Kahawks come into this game under their second-year head coach Abby Hanger. She is 5-6. Has her team at 5-6 this year. They are 0-3 in Southwestern Conference play, and Abby herself, 27-16 record. If you combine last year's record with this year's start so far, Edwardsville, they are coached by Lisa Orlett. She's also in her second year. They are 10-2 this year, and 3-0 in conference play are the Tigers, and Lisa in her year and plus time here is now 33 and 15. We are on a little bit early, so you know that usually means that the JV games went by in 2 sets, and unfortunately, I do not have good news to report as we were the ones who lost in those 2 sets. First game, 25-8. Second game was much, much better by the JV girls as they came back from a deficit of 19-17. They took a 21-20 lead. Back and forth it went for a while, tied at 21. Collinsville took the lead at 22-21, tied at 22 again, then tied at 23, tied at 24 once again, and then Edwardsville won the last 2 points, and they won that second contest 26-24. The freshmen, they lost in the auxiliary gym to Edwardsville's freshman team 25-11 and 25-15. So once again, we're here at Virgil Fletcher trying to break a offer, and it's a long offer if you want to go back and look at the history between these two varsity clubs, between Collinsville and Edwardsville, and we'll pass along all that pertinent information on to you in just a little bit. But first, we take our first break, and when we come back, my conversation with Collinsville head coach Abby Hanger, and that comes your way next on the Kahok Sports Network.
As the Director of Sports Medicine at Next Level Performance Institute, I oversee the care of all of our athletes, many high school, collegiate, and professional. Our goal is to help athletes stay on the field and maximize their performance. We have state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment where we can actually perform testing to get to the root cause of problems that could be getting in the way of athletic performance. When it comes to taking care of athletes, we take a full-body approach, whether it's musculoskeletal ailments, nutritional issues, organic issues such as headaches, sinuses, digestive issues. We have advanced training to where we can remedy health issues and return that athlete to play as quickly as possible. If you or your athlete are dealing with any kind of nagging sports injury and would like to see if we can possibly help, feel free to give us a call or come by the office anytime.
Welcome you back in once again to the Chiropractic Works pregame show here on the Kahok Sports Network. We're back on friendly ground tonight, Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. Lady Kahoks volleyball taking place against the arch rival Edwardsville. And joining us now is Collinsville head coach Abby Hanger. Coach, before we get into the nuts and bolts of the volleyball game itself, talk to me a little bit about the schedule. It's a little bit different this year. You guys are playing Southwestern Conference Feast both home and away, so what does that mean to you?
What it really means is we get into the nitty-gritty of the season right away. You know, in the past, all the conference teams have had a little time to go play some other competition, you know, play in some tournaments. But now the conference starts right away, and it's made our schedule even harder than it was.
Is it going to be more difficult or the same kind of path if you want to win the Southwestern Conference title, because now you have to play more games?
Yeah, I mean, kind of. You just have a better shot or a worse shot, how you look at it. Honestly, I think we're kind of already out of the running for that with losing 3 conference games. But hopefully, you know, we're building, we're trying to get better, and we're just aiming for regionals now.
All right, talk to me about games in the past, most recently Granite City. Tell me how that went.
You know, Granite City was good. We finally came out and played really well, which was a nice change of pace. We had 3 matches last week, so it was a lot. So it was good that after we lost in 3 sets to Waterloo, we were really happy we came out and played well against Granite.
All right, let's travel back a little bit farther and go back to last year. Not counting the Tiger Classic, because I don't count that, I don't do those. The game here against Edwardsville last year was, that first set was just so tight and close and back and forth, and the gymnasium was on fire. It was electric with all the football players in here and everything. Take me back to that day and tell me what you thought about that very first set.
You know, it was really, like you said, it's a rivalry game, and it was later in our season than it is this year for sure. And it was our Purple Out night, and we packed the stands, and, you know, we did everything we wanted to do. And overall, I was just really proud of my girls, and you could see the transformation from the beginning of the year to the end of the year, because that was one of our last games, and it was a great experience and memory for all the kids on that team.
Second set didn't go so well. I don't know if jitters or anything got in the way, but this team seems to kind of have a stranglehold over the Collinsville Kahok girls volleyball team for a number of years now.
How do you get out of that? And do you guys even think about that, bring that stuff up?
Oh, I mean, yeah, we've seen it this year. We can't close out matches, and we let fear kind of creep into our game way too much. And, fear is like death in volleyball. If you're fearful, then you're going to have a very hard time doing the things you're capable of. And, I've talked to a lot of coaches, our coaching staff, we don't think we're physically outmatched. We're just mentally outmatched. And, when you have these really good programs like Edwardsville and O'Fallon and Bevel West, that have won time and time again, their kids walk into the gym knowing they're winners. We're trying to build that right now and trying to get our kids to believe that they're winners, and it's a hard process, especially with this generation.
Yeah, you wake up in the morning time and you're automatically thinking, oh my God, we got Edwardsville today. What are we in store for?
Oh, yeah, I mean, the coaching staff does a good job. We know what we're in store for. We've seen them play. We know what they can do. They're a very, very talented and diverse team. They run very deep. I think they have 2 or 3 of the best hitters in the conference, and if you take the top 5 hitters in the conference, I'd say they probably have 3 of them. So we know we have a lot of work cut out for us, but we're focused on 3 things this year, which is communicating, going for every ball, and playing for the girl standing next to you, and that's our focus, not what's on the other side of the net, but what we can do on our side.
All right, so talk about that. What can you do on your side here in this game versus Edwardsville to break that trend?
Honestly, it's one step at a time. It's nothing certain. We've tried a lot of different things, but right now our focus and our sole focus is we don't care what the score is. I honestly couldn't even tell you our record. I know it's not that great, but I couldn't even tell you what it is because we're not focused on winning matches. We're focused on winning what we believe to be our 3 standards, which is to communicate, to go for every ball, and to just play for someone other than yourself. And, that last part's the key in changing the culture.
Sounds like a good plan. Go get them.
Oh, thank you.
There's Abby Hanger, your head coach for your Lady Kahok volleyball team. We'll take a break here on the Chiropractic Works pregame show. When we come back, we'll give you the starting lineups and more. All that coming up next on the Kahok Sports Network.
As the Director of Sports Medicine at Next Level Performance Institute, I oversee the care of all of our athletes, many high school, collegiate, and professional. Our goal is to help athletes stay on the field and maximize their performance. We have state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment where we can actually perform testing to get to the root cause of problems that could be getting in the way of athletic performance. When it comes to taking care of athletes, we take a full body approach, whether it's musculoskeletal ailments, nutritional issues, organic issues such as headaches, sinuses, digestive issues. We have advanced training to where we can remedy health issues and return that athlete to play as quickly as possible. If you or your athlete are dealing with any kind of nagging sports injury and would like to see if we can possibly help, feel free to give us a call or come by the office anytime.
Cafe Agape serves up some of the best sandwiches, burgers, pork steaks, meatloaf, and more in Collinsville. And yes, they do catering. Wedding receptions, luncheons, business meetings, and more. And Cafe Agape is your destination for all of your holiday and party favorites, both main courses and delicious sides. Cafe Agape, check them out at 703 St. Louis Road, or check out the lunch buffet at the Columbus Plaza location on 157 in Collinsville. Call Cafe Agape at 345-CAFE, 345-2233. Yes, they still cater. Cafe Agape, that's some good eats.
Hi, Purple and White fans. This is Dan Mode, class of 1989. I'm with New American Funding. Myself and New American Funding are proud sponsors of Kahok Athletics. As we have great coaches at CHS on all the courts, fields, and tracks, we like to coach you through the home buying process and refinance process. If there's ever anything we can do, I can be reached at 618-973-5343 or www.danmodeloans.com. Let's support our student athletes at CHS. They deserve the best. Thank you for your time, and go Kahawks.
The Times-Tribune, Madison County's longest-running leading independent newspaper. The Times-Tribune has now added Collinsville to their coverage area this year, including coverage of City Hall, happenings in Collinsville, as well as coverage of the Unit 10 schools and the Collinsville Kahawks, plus more. The Times-Tribune is a weekly hometown newspaper that is published every Thursday and has been reporting news and sports in Madison County for over 30 years. Subscriptions are only $32 for an entire year, delivered to your home and the online edition. For more information, call the Times-Tribune at 618-667-3111, online at www.timestribunenews.com, or follow them on Facebook at Troy Times-Tribune.
As the Director of Sports Medicine at Next Level Performance Institute, I oversee the care of all of our athletes, many high school, collegiate, and professional. Our goal is to help athletes stay on the field and maximize their performance. We have state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment where we can actually perform testing to get to the root cause of problems that could be getting in the way of athletic performance. When it comes to taking care of athletes, we take a full-body approach, whether it's musculoskeletal ailments, nutritional issues, organic issues such as headaches, sinuses, digestive issues. We have advanced training to where we can remedy health issues and return that athlete to play as quickly as possible. If you or your athlete are dealing with any kind of nagging sports injury and would like to see if we can possibly help, feel free to give us a call or come by the office anytime.
And once again, we welcome you back to Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium here on the campus of Collinsville High School. As we get you set for this girls volleyball game between Edwardsville and Collinsville. Edwardsville has been introduced. Collinsville being introduced right now. Here's a look at Edwardsville. Their libero is Caitlin Conway. She will wear number 1 on her back, followed in front by Alexa Harris, Morgan Talacro, Maddie Isringhausen, Lexi Curtis, Storm Surrey, and Rihanna Hubner. For Collinsville, their libero will be Sydney Summer. And in front of Sydney, you will find Elise Halbrooks, Hannah Scrum, Darcy Metzger, Katie Dawson, Kristen Mitchell, and Kennedy Fisher. Collinsville trying to break a losing streak here against Edwardsville. Collinsville has not beaten Edwardsville in girls volleyball since back in 2007. That actually was a playoff game at Edwardsville. Took 3 sets in the regional championship game. 25-19 was the first win. Then Collinsville lost the middle set 23-25 and won the second set 25-23. They beat Moline that year and then Normal for a sectional championship. That's the last one of only 2 in school history before they lost the super sectional at Naperville. As far as the regular season goes, though, you would have to go back to 2006 before you would find a win on the volleyball court for Collinsville over Edwardsville. That was a 25-13, 25-23 win, and that was in the middle of some good old days back when Collinsville ruled Edwardsville in volleyball. They beat them in 2004, 2005, 2006, and then that big playoff win in 2007. So it's been 12 years since Collinsville has beaten Edwardsville in girls volleyball, but it's been 13 years since they've done it in the regular season. No matter the case, you're still talking about double-digit years since Collinsville has won over Edwardsville, and well, time to break that streak, I think. Last year, lost to Edwardsville twice, 25-20 and 25-12 in the Tiger Classic. Then they played at Collinsville here on the 27th of September, and that was that scintillating game. We lost in 3, lost the first set 25-14, came back and took that middle set 25-23, and then fell in that third set 25-12. That was the first time we took Edwardsville to 3 sets since 2013, so it had been a while before we even got them to 3 sets. So hopefully things will change as we get going here, and getting going is what we are about ready to do. Both teams are on the floor. Of course, Edwardsville wearing their orange jerseys with the black shorts and white numbers. Collinsville wearing their purple shorts with the white jerseys and the purple numbers, except for our libero, Sydney Summer, who's wearing the all-purple uniform with white numbers, and the opposing libero is wearing a white T-shirt with the black numbers. Edwardsville back to serve first. Here is Morgan Talacro as she set to serve it up, and we are underway. Picked up by Hannah Scrum in the middle. Elise Halbrooks and Darcy Metzger couldn't quite get there. And that left the ball kind of floating in midair for a while. Hannah Scrum tried to do her best to get it on over, but Collinsville gives up the first point. Edwardsville is up 1-0, and back to serve it up once again is Talacro. Talacro, 67 serves coming into this one, only committed 2 errors. That's good for 97%. There's Kristen Mitchell on the far side to even things up with her first kill of the night. And we are even at 1. Back to serve it up for the first time for Collinsville here this evening is Katie Dawson. Dawson, the junior, hits the net. Those things cannot happen if you want to beat Edwardsville. You cannot have those unforced errors of hitting the ball too hard and long on your serves or hitting it into the net. Those are things that we're going to have to not do tonight. Hopefully that's the last time we see that. Here is Dawson, who sends it up to Hal Brooks, who puts it over to Scrum, and Scrum gets it over. Now over here for Edwardsville. Nice job by Maddie Isringhausen, is the niece of Jason Isringhausen. And she is one of the premier players in the area. You heard the coach talking about the premier players for Edwardsville. She would be one. Lexi Curtis and Isringhausen are the only 2 seniors on this team this year. Serve picked up in the middle, nicely done by Summer, and nice job getting it over there for Collinsville, and then the point falls in as kind of a tipped ball found a vacated spot, and Edwardsville remains in the lead, but it's only 3-2. Collinsville will get to serve it up now. Lady Kahawks trying to pick up a win here as their freshman and junior varsity counterparts could not. Freshmen losing 2 sets. JV lost in 2 sets despite a very determined effort in that final set in which they lost 26-24. Serve was by Fortner, and Collinsville ties it up at 3. Back to a new game. Fortner serves. That one goes straight sideways. Edwardsville is going to have to do their best to get back to it, and they do. And despite the diving effort by Fortner, Edwardsville regains the lead. Back to serve for the Tigers is Emma Gardner. Not starting this game, but she's in there now. Tigers are up 4-3. Here's Gardner's serve. Back in the back, picked up by Fortner. Moved up front. Elise Halbrooks trying to set it up for Darcy Metzger, but put it a little bit too far, and it went over the net without Metzger touching it. Now a partial block up front, kept alive by Collinsville. Far side, Hannah Scrum with a tip, and it falls in. 4-4. Back to serve, Sydney Summer, the sophomore. Played a little bit in the junior varsity game as well, but did not play libero. Edwardsville picks it up. Isringhausen sends it in the back. And it's out of bounds, says the back line judge. We'll take that. Collinsville has a lead at 5-4. Couple of substitutions for Edwardsville. And Coach Lisa Orlett. Collinsville makes no substitutions this go round. Here is Lexi Griffin. Back to serve it up for Edwardsville. 5-4, Collinsville with the lead. Picked up by Summer. Moved along by Hal Brooks. Scrum with a big kill over on the right side. Make that the left side. And Collinsville now up by a score of 6-4. Elise Halbrook's turn to go back and serve. And the senior is stellar at that. 102 serves on the year, only 8 errors. That one's over, and Edwardsville goes to work. Oh, what a shot up front there by Rihanna Hubner. And wow, the scoreboard just changed on me. Now they have Edwardsville in front by a score of 6-5. Okay. Not sure. I noticed that when, there we go, we'll take that one. I noticed that when I said that Collinsville went up, that Edwardsville went back to serve, but I didn't think anything of it. Okay, we'll start all over again. It's 6-6. New game. Hannah Scrum going back to serve. Hannah sends it across, and it sinks and picked up right in the middle. Edwardsville sends it over, and a blistering shot over on this near side by Alexa Harris. That went right down the line. Edwardsville back up front 7-6. Maddie Isringhausen. Well, thought she was going back to serve instead. They give the ball up to Hubner. Hubner brings it. Picked up by Scrum in the middle. Halbrooks trying to set it up for Mitchell. Does so, far side. Sends it back into that back corner. Edwardsville trying to set it up now for Gabby Say. Say sends it over. And Halbrook setting it up for Mitchell once again for Collinsville. Blocked out of bounds by Gabby Say. And Collinsville has tied this back up at 7. Back and forth we go. Kennedy Fisher back to serve it up now for the Lady Kahawks. Fisher, the junior, sends it across, and Edwardsville goes to work over on the far side. Say once again sends it over. Scrum picks it up. Halbrooks once again sets it up for Mitchell. Mitchell, she's blocked out by Say this time, and this time there wasn't anything that Mitchell can do about it. And Edwardsville is back out in front 8-7. Sydney Summer checks back into the game. Kennedy Fisher goes to the bench. Morgan Talacro comes back into the game as well for Edwardsville. And off goes Lexi Griffin. Talacro back to serve. Here it is. Had a little knuckle action to it. Halbrooks setting it up again, this time from Metzger. Blocked up front. Nicely done on the double tandem over there by Edwardsville. Now the return shot by Curtis makes it over. Collinsville sends it into that far corner. Sent back over and into the net. And Collinsville gets the point right back. And again, back and forth we go. 8-8. Katie Dawson ready to serve it up here for Collinsville. Does so. Back line. Picks it up by Alexa Harris, and then back in the back. That's out. Blistering shot, but it had too much air underneath it. And Collinsville does indeed go up front by a score of 9-8. Dawson ready with the next. Here it is. Picked up by the libero. That is Conway. Now over to this side. That one should have went out of bounds too, but Summer picked it up. But Collinsville keeps it alive. Kristen Mitchell sends it down the line, and they say it was out. I don't know if it barely hit that out of bounds antenna over there on the far side, but the referees whistled it before it even hit the ground. Dawson picks this one up. Halbrooks saves it, sends it over, and off of the net. Hannah Scrum got it over. That usually is very confusing, and then that one is in. That was another shot by Maddie Isringhausen. 10-9 in favor of Edwardsville. Back to serve, Alexa Harris for the Tigers. All the way in that back corner. Scrum picks it up. And then Halbrooks vacates her spot over here on the right side, and that's exactly where Storm Surrey put the ball. 11-9 in favor of Edwardsville. Harris into the net. Gives that point right back. Thank you very much. Fortner getting ready to come back in for Collinsville. Fortner is usually the libero. They've switched things up here. And Sydney Summer is taking care of that responsibility tonight. Picked up in the back by the Edwardsville libero, and then partially blocked up front by Metzger, but there wasn't anybody back in the left-hand corner in the rear to do anything with it. So Edwardsville back up by 2 now, 12-10. Emma Garner ready to serve it up here for Edwardsville. Lady Tigers have the lead. It's slim, but it's a lead. That one's a knuckler too, and that one goes straight sideways and out of bounds off of the hands of Fortner, and that lead is now swelled to 3. Once again, Garner back to serve. Once again, Fortner has it go sideways, but this time it's saved by Metzger. Hannah Scrum pushes it over right in the middle and found an empty spot. 13-11. Metzger goes off. Fisher comes in. Summer back to serve. Over. Low. Nice dig over there by Edwardsville. Oh, Hannah Scrum was very alert. Saw that ball coming over the net and figured out that she could probably do something with it, but the return volley spins straight back here. And it's a 14-11 advantage now for Edwardsville. Still in the first set. Both the freshmen and the JV girls lost in straight sets, 2-0. So that's why we were on a little early. We were scheduled for a 6 p.m. start, which is 3 minutes from now, but we're already halfway through this first set. Here's Halbrook setting it up for Scrum. Off of a finger and into the back, and somebody closed their fist. 14-12. Collinsville only trailing by 2. Here's Elise Halbrook. She's one of the better servers for Collinsville. She'll send it on over, and it's moved up front and then out of bounds by Isringhausen. And Collinsville is back to within 1. 14-13. Halbrooks has 9 aces on the year coming into this game to go along with her 102 serves. Into the back, Isringhausen picks it up again. No, this time it was Garner. And that was a shot that ended up on the balcony. All the way over on the other side. Edwardsville back up by 2. Now Isringhausen back to serve. Picked up by Fortner. Halbrook setting it up for Scrum far side off of some hands. Up front trying to block it out was Hubner and Say off of them and out of bounds. Collinsville back to within a point. Scrum back to serve. Kahoks trying to tie it up here. Over the net. Picked up by Garner and over on the far side. That was another, man, they got some miles per hour behind those shots over there. Gabby Say and Rihanna Hubner. That was out of bounds, though. So Collinsville does tie it up at 15. Scrum trying to give her team the lead and does the opposite. Emma Gardner out. Storm Surrey back in for Edwardsville. Back to serve is Rihanna Hubner. Edwardsville up by 1. Picked up in the backcourt by Scrum. Elise Halbrook setting it up for Kristen Mischel and saved by Halbrook. She gets it over on the first shot and then fear of double touching it. Both the Edwardsville girls back off and Collinsville will take that point. We are tied at 16. Coach Abby Hanger off the bench talking to Halbrooks and Metzger while Kennedy Fisher comes back into the game and goes back to serve. 16-16 first set. Fisher sends it over. Metzger, Mitchell, Edwardsville trying to set it up once again, and Conway puts it over, and that's tipped up front. And Edwardsville is back in the lead. 17-16. Morgan Talacro going back to serve for Edwardsville. Here it is. Little knuckler picked up and moved along. Halbrooks, and then Mitchell gets it over at the bottom of the net. I don't know how she got that thing to go over from that angle. And now, oh, what a save by Scrum. Metzger sends it over on the third and final try. Edwardsville trying to set it up. Over here on this side. Sent across by Harris. Collinsville keeps it alive. Metzger in the back right corner. Ties it up for Collinsville once again. 17-17. Here is Katie Dawson going back to serve it up now for the Lady Kahawks. Over. Picked up by Conway. Moved across now over onto the far side. That one is going to be knocked out of bounds by Katie Dawson. Storm Surrey tried to send it over to that vacated near sideline up by the net. And Dawson got back there, but just enough time to get her finger on it. 18-17 Edwardsville. Summer sends it over, and there at the net, waiting for it was Isringhausen. Summer got a little bit too much on it and tried to set it up, but instead she accidentally sent it over the net. And by that time, Halbrooks was too close to the net to react. Next serve, another knuckler, and again picked up by Summer. This time it was saved by Halbrooks, and Dawson sends it into the net on the third and final shot. 20-17. Alice Noble coming into the game for the first time. She played libero for the junior varsity girls in the last sets. Now she's getting a little taste of varsity here. Here is Kristen Mitchell off of some fingers, kept alive by Edwardsville. Isringhausen tries to send it over, blocked up front nicely by Metzger and Halbrooks. Now sent over. Halbrooks keeps it alive. Summer for Mitchell. Mitchell off of a block up front. Edwardsville keeps it alive. Now Conway sends it over to Isringhausen, and Isringhausen finds that far sideline and blisters a shot right there. Edwardsville now up 21-17. Timeout called by Coach Hanger, so we'll step aside for a minute as well. Back with some more Lady Kahok volleyball in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network.
At Visionary Wealth Advisors, we empower you to see your future before it's your future. To create your inheritance. To build your vision. To anticipate the known and unknown. And to find potential in both. And build new dawns. Visionary Wealth Advisors.
Back here at Collinsville High School, 21-17 in favor of Edwardsville. Set number one, first time out in this set, as Collinsville tries to pick it back up here and bring them back a little closer. Halbrook sets it up far side. Metzger gets it across. Nicely done by Edwardsville to get that one across in one shot. Now it's the Tigers' turn to set it up. Over here on the far side, blocked out and then out of bounds. Right off of the hand of Kristen Mitchell. 22-17 in favor of the Tigers. Next serve, barely makes it over, and then off of Sydney Summers' hands and straight back. 23-17. And a scrum has to tie her shoe. Back serving up all these points is Alexa Harris right now for Edwardsville. Her next serve. Summer gets her hands on it. And a nice job by Noble and sent across. That was inbounds. Oh, Surrey with a kill shot there. Summer did her best to react, and she did. But it just went off of her hands and stayed low. Next serve. Scrum takes care of this one. Halbrooks. Metzger. Blocked. Oh, Metzger gets it over with her foot, but it's out of bounds. And that is going to do it for this first set. Collinsville loses the first set by a score of 25-17. They will switch into the courts, and we will come back and have set number 2. And we'll do that here in just a moment on the Kahok Sports Network.
Plumbing or electrical problems? Is your AC or heater on the fritz? There are dozens of companies out there, but do you really know who you're letting in your home? Trust Tiger. Our technicians are clean cut, drug-free, and background checked. What other company can make this bold statement? Our 24-hour emergency service will ensure your plumbing, heating, AC, and electric are up and running no matter what time of day it is. Schedule your appointment today. Tiger Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical Services. We earn our stripes every day.
First National Bank of Waterloo, celebrating over 100 years of banking in the Metro East. Visit First National Bank of Waterloo's O'Fallon branch office for your mortgage and lending needs. Why? Super low closing costs, low construction loan rates, and they do so much to support our local communities. When you need a loan, come see Bill Metzger at First National Bank of Waterloo in O'Fallon. Call Bill at 618-632-1010. Visit him at 104 Regency Park in O'Fallon or online at fnbwaterloo.com. That's my bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The people of Illinois welcome you. The folks in Collinsville, Illinois, well, they want you to stick around for a while and enjoy the sights, the fun, the food, and of course, the Collinsville Kahawks. The city of Collinsville is a proud supporter of the Collinsville Unit 10 School District. So welcome to Collinsville. Come on over, catch a Kahawks game, or enjoy some of the new places to eat, shop, and have fun. There's plenty to do for the young and the young at heart. Enjoy Christmas at the Collins House during the holidays, tunes at Bloom in the warm summer months, and more. There's plenty to do in Collinsville, so come on over for a bit. The folks in Collinsville would love to see you. For more information, go to www.collinsville.org. Lakeside Roofing in Collinsville. Let the professionals at Lakeside Roofing protect your most important investment, your home or business. Have the elements taken a toll on your roof system? Notice a leaking roof? Maybe it's time for a free roof inspection. Regular maintenance can extend the life of your roofing system by 10 years or more. Lakeside Roofing is your winning team for commercial and residential roofing systems. Lakeside All-Star professionals have installed, repaired, and maintained hundreds of roofs on both sides of the river. Call Lakeside Roofing today at 618-344-2800 in Collinsville or 314-241-5253 or online at lakesideroofing.com. Choose experience, choose Lakeside.
Ogle Auctions in Collinsville, the newest in online auctioning. Go to ogleauctionshighbid.com. That's HIBid.com to check out what's up for bid in the next auction. Ogle Auctions deals with everyday items like board games, t-shirts, and more, to collectibles, whether that is a vehicle, vinyl records, or vintage toys. Or how about a trolley car? And Ogle Auctions is always on the lookout for more items. Check out their next online auction at ogleauctionshighbid.com. That's ogleauctionshibid.com. Or call Kim Ogle today at 618-980-4530.
Kennedy Fisher back to serve it up as we begin set number 2. Collinsville dropped the first set 25-17, trying to even it up and send us to a third set. As Surrey just kind of slaps the ball over there. She was flying out of bounds in midair when she did it, and what do you know, it worked. Edwardsville up front by a score of 1-0 here early on. Back to serve it up. Talakro for the Lady Tigers. Talakro sends it over. It's picked up by Summer. Moved up front. Hal Brooks setting it up for Kristen Mitchell, and Mitchell gets it where it needs to go, but Edwardsville does a nice job on the dig and save. And then Darcy Metzger sends one over that couldn't hit the floor. Again, saved, and then flying through midair is Alexa Harris, and she just smacked one over with her right hand, palm opened. Kind of just like Surrey did to pick up the first point. And Edwardsville quickly up 2-0. Here is Talakro serving it up once again here for Edwardsville. She does so. Picked up by Fortner, and Hal Brooks trying to set it up for Metzger. She puts a little touch on it. Tries to find that soft spot, but Edwardsville is aware of that. Now Hal Brooks for Metzger, back in the corner, good. And Collinsville is on the board here in set number 2. 2-1 in favor of Edwardsville. Katie Dawson will go back to set it up. And back into the game is Alice Noble. And she's going to go back to serve. We get our first look at young Miss Noble serving it up. And a nice dig over there by Isringhausen and then put across, but Collinsville keeps it alive. Scrum sends it over. Isringhausen on the back line saves it. Over on the far side, that is out. Big hit there by Alexa Harris, but it's out of bounds, and Collinsville gets this thing tied at 2. Noble back to serve it up once again. She does so, picked up by Isringhausen, moved along, and this time it's in on another blistering shot there by Alexa Harris, but this time she puts just enough on it. It finds the back corner before it goes out of bounds. Edwardsville back up 3-2. And for her efforts, Harris gets to serve. That one hits the top of the net and falls over. Always very confusing when you're a player on the other side. You start to back up waiting for the ball to come to you, and then it hits off the top of the net. And then you have to change your momentum and go forward, and a lot of times that does not work. And that one straight back. Hannah Scrum saves it. And Hal Brooks tries to get it over, but instead it goes right into the net. One of those behind the back, no look kind of things, and just didn't work out. 5-2 in favor of Edwardsville. Next serve. Picked up by Summer. Hal Brooks will take a look and give it over to Metzger. Metzger just gets it across. And then over on the far side, miss hit by Isringhausen. That ball goes out of bounds. Collinsville picks up the point. It is 5-3. Kristen Mitchell going back to serve it up here for the Lady Kahawks. And over the net, just like the other side did. A little payback there. Kristen Mitchell gets it. Noble, Knoebel. Hope I'm saying that right. And Kristen Mitchell tries to dive in there and make that stop, but couldn't quite get there. Not one of those things like Knutson where you pronounce the K. I don't know if it's Knoebel or just Noble. I'll find out later. She's a sophomore, 5'4". Back to serve it up for Edwardsville is Storm Surrey. She sends it across, and it's picked up by Fortner. Moved over to Scrum, and Metzger sends it over with a one-arm slam. Edwardsville picks that up and then sends it over once again by another strong shot by Alexa Harris. There's Darcy Metzger. Found an empty spot. Did hit a hand, but it did find floor afterwards. Collinsville back to within one once again at 6-5, and Sydney Summer will go back to serve this one up. Gets it. Oh, barely over, and I don't know how, but Edwardsville saved it, but then Alexa Harris didn't know whether to give up on that one or go after it, and I think she got caught in the middle of both of those decisions, and Collinsville has tied this at 6. Sydney Summer serves it up once again. This time it's picked up by Harris. Moved along, and that's a strong play up front there by Rihanna Hubner. She knew what she wanted to do when she was in midair and did exactly that. 7-6, Edwardsville back out front. Collinsville did have a lead in that last set, 9-8, but we were tied a number of times, but the Kahawks couldn't quite close it out. Here is Lexi Griffin back to serve for the Tigers. She gets it across, and it's picked up by Noble and moved along. Hannah Scrum sends it over, picked up by the libero Conway for Edwardsville. Isringhausen. Wow, what a wicked shot that was. Nice job by Summer in the far corner, or the near corner on the far side of the court. She got down and got that one, but sent it straight across the court and out of bounds. 8-6, Edwardsville up front. Griffin serves the next. Picked up by Summer. To Halbrooks. Setting it up for Scrum. Scrum had that shot blocked up front by the combination of Hubner and Say. And Edwardsville extends their lead now to 3. Griffin serving yet another. Summer picks it up right in the middle. Halbrook sets it up again for scrum. This time it finds real estate that was not occupied. Collinsville back to within 2. 9-7. Elise Halbrooks will go back to serve for Collinsville. Halbrooks sends a knuckler over. Edwardsville can set it up, though. Nicely blocked out by Hannah Scrum. Edwardsville sets it up once again. Isringhausen couldn't get in the right position, so she just slapped it over. Now Dawson for Kennedy Fisher. Had to wait for the signs. I thought that might have went off a finger at the top of the net, but they're going to say it did not. And Edwardsville reclaims that 3-point lead at 10-7. Garner serves. Collinsville sends it over on the very first try. Now Edwardsville trying to set it up. Blocked by Hannah Scrum. As that ball ends up behind both Garner and Say. And Collinsville gets this back to within 2 once again. Hannah Scrum back to serve. Needs to stay away from that net. 91 serves coming into this game. 14 of them have been errors. Scrum, ready to go. I guess you can blame that one on me. I jinxed that whole thing, didn't I? I can hear people from here to Timbuktu going, yeah, you did. Shut up. Mariana Hubner serves it up for Edwardsville. Scrum picks it up. Fisher gets a set up by Halbrooks, but it's blocked right back into her face by Surrey. And there was nothing Collinsville could do there. Edwardsville opens up a 4-point lead at 12-8. Hubner. Sends it over, picked up by Summer. But Halbrooks is going to set it up for Mitchell. Mitchell just pushes it across. And now the setup on this side by Edwardsville. Blocked up front, nicely done by Dawson and Fisher. Collinsville keeps it alive, and now Mitchell gets it across. And another setup coming up here for Harris. She sends it back. Scrum picks it up. Halbrooks setting it up for Mitchell. Almost sets it up too far behind her. Good job by Mitchell to get that over. And now Edwardsville sends it across. Here is Scrum for Halbrooks for Fisher. She pushes it across and off of both the fingers of Hubner and Garner. Collinsville gets a tough earned point there. 12-9. Kahoks close to within 3. Fisher back to serve. It's on the way, and 13-9 as that one goes into the net. Morgan Talacro back to serve for Edwardsville, who has their 4-point lead once again due to the Lady Tigers. Across it goes. Picked up by Dawson. Halbrooks sets it up. Scrum barely gets it across. A nice block up there by Darcy Metzger. And once again, Harris sends a blistering shot to the corner. This time Summer picks it up. Mitchell sends it over and kept alive by Edwardsville. A little shove across. Mitchell got that one. Halbrooks now for Dawson. Off of a hand and down. And that one was another hard-earned point by Collinsville. Noble checking back into the game. Dawson to the bench. Collinsville trailing by 3. Noble plays libero for the junior varsity team. She had on the purple uniform in the last set of matches. Here's Edwardsville. Harris sends it over. Collinsville got it blocked, but then it went straight down on their side of the net. Edwardsville back up by 4 once again. That's as largest lead they've had this set. They won by 8 in the first set. Scrum picks it up in the backcourt. Halbrook sets it up for Metzger, and Metzger got it over, but a nice pickup there by Edwardsville. This one goes up into the rafters. Halbrooks keeps it alive. Scrum sends it over, and three girls went for it and found an empty piece of real estate once again. 14-11 in favor of Edwardsville. Collinsville trying to win this one and send it to a third and final set. Kristen Mitchell back to serve it up now for the Lady Kahawks. She does so. Picked up by Conway, moved up front, saved by Mitchell on the other side. And now Scrum finds another spot in the middle, and it works. Spinning ball. Nice job on the diving effort there by Talacro up front, but once that ball touched her hand and had so much spin on it that it spun right away from her. 2-point lead for Edwardsville. Kristen Mitchell trying to trim that to 1. Here's the serve by the Collinsville senior. Barely gets it over the net. Those are always trouble, and it is. Kahawks back to within 1. Mitchell. Back for serve number 3 in a row. Trying to get a little streak going here. That's a knuckler. That's always tough, too. Edwardsville does a nice job picking it up. Sends it across. Nice dig by Kristen Mitchell. Halbrooks to Scrum. Oh, Scrum almost had the right idea in midair to send it over to the sideline. She tried to do that, but just getting a hand on it was Isringhausen, and she got that point for Edwardsville. 15-13. Tigers are up by 2. Here's Storm Surrey going back to serve it up here for Edwardsville. She does. Noble. Halbrooks just sends it over instead of setting it up. And now Edwardsville looks to set it up. That's too hard. Shot by Curtis goes beyond the line. Collinsville back to within 1, 15-14. Elise Halbrooks, one of her specialties is serving. She's back to serve it up now for Collinsville. As Noble's trying to go out, but are they going to allow her to? Nope, they're not. She has to stay in. Fisher comes in for Metzger, and now Summer will come in to serve. Summer's ready to go. Sydney Summer sends it. Picked up in the backcourt by Harris. Moved up front and just shoved over. And a whistle is two-hand touch. 16-14 Edwardsville. Speaking of 16, here is Lexi Griffin back to serve for Edwardsville. She does. Summer and Noble go for the ball. I think Noble got a hand on it, but the confusion meant the ball was not going to go where it was intended to go. 17-14 Edwardsville with the lead, and a timeout on the floor means we'll step aside as well, and we'll be back in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network. Are the lights on your dashboard putting on a show? Bring it to Mike's Automotive in Collinsville. Mike's Automotive is also a T3 certified tire center. They can handle all of the basics like oil changes and tune-ups, and the not-so-basics like complete engine rebuilds. Mike's Automotive also has 24-hour towing and has 3 locations: Millstadt, St. Louis, and in Collinsville. The Collinsville location is at 1150 St. Louis Road, just blocks from the high school. Or call 345-0611, online at mikesautomotive.net and Mike's Automotive on Facebook.
Pack Mail of Collinsville, locally owned and operated by Ryan Combs. Pack Mail can ship anything, anywhere. They treat you like a neighbor because, well, you are a neighbor. Pack Mail offers shipping materials and containers, private mailboxes, as well as climate-controlled self-storage. Visit Pack Mail at 407 Beltline Road in Collinsville. Online at WeShipStLouis.com or call Pack Mail at 346-4884.
Back here at Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium, Alexi Griffin ready to serve it up. Her team has a 3-point lead. Collinsville trying to fight back and send this to a third and final set. Scrum puts a little juice on it, and Edwardsville picks it up. Isringhausen put a lot more juice on it, and Collinsville couldn't handle that rocket shot cross court. And it's now 18-14 in favor of Edwardsville. Griffin Serves another. Picked up by Scrum. Halbrook sends it right back to her. She pushes it over to the far side. Isringhausen with a save. And now Isringhausen gets the setup and back over into the far side it goes with another cross-court blistering shot. Summer did her best to get to it, which she did, but it went straight off of her arm and into the crowd. 19-14. Another serve coming up for Edwardsville. This one's picked up by Summer. Halbrooks setting it up for Scrum. Far side. That one is out. 20-14. Another timeout called on the floor, this time by Collinsville, so we'll step aside for another moment. Back in just a moment here on the Kahok Sports Network. Back at Collinsville High School, I'm Todd Duke. Glad that you're with us here on a Thursday. What am I talking about? Tuesday. Wishful thinking on my part, I guess. Here's a serve, and Collinsville just miscommunication. Lets that one fall right in. 21-14. Edwardsville with the lead. Noble goes out. Mackenzie Johnson comes in for Collinsville. And once again, it'll be Lexi Griffin back to serve, picked up by Sydney Summer. Sent ahead. Halbrook sends it over, backwards. Set up. Shoved right back into the face of Edwardsville, and that one rolled all the way from one shoulder down the arms to the other shoulder. And Collinsville picks up that point. Mackenzie Johnson, a sophomore. Here is Halbrook sending it over on a serve, and there's Isringhausen. Once again, instead of the left side of the court, she's now on the right side, and those cross-court blistering shots are killing us right now. Emma Gardner. Back to serve for Edwardsville. She does. That's out. Collinsville trailing by 6, and it's getting late. Edwardsville has 22. So Collinsville needs to rattle off some points here. Hannah Scrum back to serve. And into the net. Ariana Hubner ready to serve now for Edwardsville. Scrum. Halbrooks, Fisher, too hard. We do have the rematch between these two teams scheduled at Edwardsville. That's coming up on the 15th of October, and that'll be the next time that we see these two teams play because that just ended it. 25-16 after a 25-17 first set loss, and Collinsville goes 0 for 6 tonight here in Virgil Fletcher Gymnasium. Freshmen lost 2-0. JV did the same, followed up by the varsity girls, and that brings us into our post-game show brought to you by Cullip Jennings Florist, a staple in the Collinsville area, has been for generations. Cullip Jennings Florist is located at 517 West Clay Street. You can stop in for weekly specials, and they're going to continue the fall mix bouquet, $25, and that comes in a beautiful vase already, so not a bad deal. A dozen fall mixed flowers in a vase for $25. For more information on that weekly special or anything else Cullip Jennings has to offer, give them a call at 344-0404 or online at cullipjennings.com. Post-game show comes your way next on the Kahok Sports Network.
Collinsville Jennings Florist, a Collinsville original since 1939. Collinsville Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all designs, from traditional to trend settings. Collinsville Jennings Florist is of course your place for beautiful flowers, suitable for any occasion. From anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings, Collinsville Jennings Florist is there for any life's major moments. Collinsville Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online at collinsvillejennings.com.
Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of Code 3 Spices, is first responder owned by proud Kahok alums. Located at 302 East Main Street, Code 3 Barbecue Supply is your home for one-of-a-kind everything barbecue headquarters, providing the best American-made barbecue grills, smokers, rubs, sauces, accessories, and cooking expertise from professional barbecue experts. Code 3 Spices provides award-winning rubs and sauces and donates 25 cents a unit sold to first responder and military organizations to aid the fallen and assist with suicide prevention and PTSD awareness. Stop on by. See the guys at Code 3 Barbecue Supply for all of your cooking and grilling needs. Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of the Memphis in May first place world champion Patriot sauce. Learn more about their products and mission in giving back to those who serve at code3spices.com.
Pace Design and Construction in Maryville. Whether building a new home, making an addition to the home you currently own, or finally getting around to that remodeling job you've been putting off, Pace Design and Construction in Maryville can help. Pace Design and Construction is a building and remodeling contractor you can trust. They provide the highest quality, they are dedicated to their customers, and are committed to completing your project on time and within budget. Pace Design and Construction in Maryville. Give them a call at 618-407-5466, online at pacedesignconstruct.com or on Facebook at Pace Construction Design. Something old can be something new again. The Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville proves that old adage right one more time. Derek and Whitney Reiser, along with brewmaster and distillery operator Torrin O'Brien, Old Herald Brewery and Distillery is not just a place to eat and drink, but more of a must-experience destination in the St. Louis area. With its Collinsville Herald newspaper feel, Old Herald Brewery and Distillery features a restaurant, a tap room, and of course a state-of-the-art one-of-a-kind distillery. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery can handle all of your group functions, as well with an event space that can handle you and 79 of your friends for any large gathering. And the food? Well, simply amazing, with local and new favorites, plus brunch on Sundays. How about bocce ball or bags on the patio? Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville, 115 East Clay Street in Collinsville. Give them a call at 855-8027, online at oldheraldbrewing.com or on Facebook at Old Herald.
The Collinsville Education Association is a proud supporter of KahokSports.com and the Kahok Sports Network. The CEA is your partner as they work to ensure quality education for our children. The CEA advocates excellence and equity in public education and represent over 400 educators in 11 schools in both Madison and St. Clair counties. For more information, you can visit the Collinsville Education Association's Facebook page or the CEA's website at collinsvillecea.org.
Collinsville Jennings Florist, a Collinsville original since 1939. Collinsville Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all designs, from traditional to trend settings. Collinsville Jennings Florist is of course your place for beautiful flowers, suitable for any occasion. From anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings, Collinsville Jennings Florist is there for any life's major moments. Call up Jennings Floors, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online at callupjennings.com.
Once again, we welcome you back into the Call Up Jennings Florist post-game show here on the Kahok Sports Network as Collinsville falls here tonight in straight set defeats, 25-17 and 25-16 to the Edwardsville Lady Tigers volleyball team, and they continue their stranglehold dominance over Collinsville right now, although unlike other years, this would be the only meeting, and you would have to wait till next year to see if you can break this 12-year-old curse, but we're going to get our chance next month. October the 15th, we'll be in Edwardsville to take on the Lady Tigers on their home court and see if we can't return the favor to them this time. Just not a good night here for Collinsville and their volleyball program. Again, freshmen lost 25-11 and 25-15. The JV team lost 25-8 in their first set, but came back and battled in their second set and took a lead once or a couple of times and kept on battling, but eventually lost that one 26-24. And although Collinsville falls victim to a sweep on the varsity side, 25-17 and 25-16. Both sets were relatively close and back and forth for a while until Edwardsville kind of put the kibosh on the whole plan for a victory here tonight late in the game and poured it on and picked up probably the last 5 or 6 out of the last 10 points they needed. We are awaiting a post-game participant here, so we'll take another break here on the Call Up Jennings Florist pregame show, and we'll either have someone to talk to when we come back or we'll go ahead and end it. We'll find out next as the Call Up Jennings Florist pregame show continues here on the Kahok Sports Network.
Call Up Jennings Florist, a Collinsville original since 1939. Call Up Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all designs, from traditional to trend settings. Call Up Jennings Florist is of course your place for beautiful flowers, suitable for any occasion. From anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings, Call Up Jennings Florist is there for any life's major moments. Call Up Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online at callupjennings.com.
All Pro Tees in Caseyville is your place for custom apparel and has been for over 20 years now. Why? All Pro Tees can handle any size project, big or small, and they specialize in large group orders. At All Pro Tees, quality is number one on their list of priorities, as is evident by their excellent customer service. Did we mention All Pro Tees has over 20 years of experience? They can even help with fundraisers and event merchandising for your group. So for all of your apparel needs, for civic groups, sports teams, business outings, or even a family reunion, your apparel needs stop at All Pro Tees. All Pro Tees in Caseyville, right across the street from Kahok Stadium. Online at allprotees.com or on Facebook at All Pro Tees. Or call All Pro Tees at 344-2200.
Sloan's Pub House in Collinsville. Sloan's Pub House is now into their 3rd year of operation on Main Street in Uptown Collinsville. Sloan's Pub House offers daily lunch and dinner specials that feature homemade pizza, burgers, sandwiches, salads, and more. Sloan's Pub House offers a great variety of craft libations for you adults, as well as a great brunch on Saturdays and Sundays. Sloan's Pub House, 119 West Main Street in Collinsville. Give them a call at 618-855-9100 or online at sloanspubhouse.com.
The Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been a proud supporter of KahokSports.com and the Kahok Sports Network from day one. Since 1934, the Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been providing women in the community an opportunity to make a difference with fundraisers and projects, all that go towards helping the needy in Collinsville. If you would like any information on any event sponsored by the Collinsville Junior Service Club, head to Facebook, type in Collinsville Junior Service Club, and then click on the Event tab. We thank the Collinsville Junior Service Club for their continued support of the Kahok Sports Network and KahokSports.com.
Don't forget the Italian Fest is coming up this weekend, folks, Friday and Saturday in Uptown Collinsville. Make sure you stop by the tent that has the Junior Service Club's toasted ravioli and sign up for that raffle basket.
Everyone has those projects around the house that you just don't want to do. AW Outdoor Solutions can take care of that for you. Former Collinsville High School graduate Adam Welly owns AW Outdoor Solutions, and he and his crew can handle all of the dirty work around your home or business, whether that's tree trimming and maintenance, brush removal, power washing, gutter cleaning, and leaf raking and removal. AW Outdoor Solutions can handle that and much more. AW Outdoor Solutions is fully insured and offers free estimates on all of their work. AW Outdoor Solutions. Call Adam Welly at 314-252-8010 or on Facebook at AW Outdoor Solutions.
Call Up Jennings Florist, a Collinsville original since 1939. Call Up Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all designs, from traditional to trend settings. Call Up Jennings Florist is of course your place for beautiful flowers, suitable for any occasion. From anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings, Call Up Jennings Florist is there for any life's major moments. Call Up Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online at callupjennings.com.
No post-game participant for this game, so we will go ahead and call it quits. Next up for your Lady Kahawks volleyball team, they will take on Alton this Thursday, and that'll be a game right here on this very gym. We, Thursday, will be in Edwardsville, and this time we'll be there for some boys soccer action. That game scheduled to get underway about 6:30, so we'll be on the air around 6:10 with the pregame show, and then, of course, Friday we'll be over at Kahok Stadium for a new opponent as Taylorville, the Tornadoes, will come to town to take on your Collinsville Kahok football team. So we have the day off tomorrow, and then we are back at it Thursday with some boys soccer at Edwardsville, and then back here on Friday for some football against Taylorville. Collinsville loses here today in straight sets, 25-17, 25-16, and until Thursday evening from Edwardsville, my name is Todd Duke. Everyone, have yourselves a fantastic evening.